Hello and welcome back to my channel. So on this tutorial I've got this cotton fabric which is 2 meters. So for the tutorial I'm going to be using, I don't think I'm going to be using the whole of the 2 meters, but yeah, so this fabric I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it so that I can start placing the pattern on the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm gonna start with the width of the fabric. So the width of the fabric I'm using is 15 inches, and so start with the sectioning off about 1 inch off the top of the fabric like so. And for the neck width I'm going to be using 5 inches, although you can use about 3 inches so that it doesn't become too wide. So 3 inches is fine. And then I'm gonna mark 1 inch shoulder slant on the 40 inches point. So just mark about 40 inches because it's gonna be a dropped shoulder. So connect the shoulder slant to the neckline, and once you've done that, we need to then do the neck depth of the front pattern. So for the front depth I'm gonna be using 8 inches. So depending on how deep you want your v-neck to be, so yeah, but 8 inches should be enough. And then you want to go ahead and connect that to the neck width like so. And after that, from the 14 inches point, you want to mark the width of your underarm. So I'm going to be using 10 inches, so you can make it as wide as you want, but 10 inches should be enough. And then just square out the line. And from that measurement you want to come in by about 3 inches, and then you want to go downwards about 2 inches. So that's gonna give you a guide where to draw your underarm curve. So you just want to curve that point to form your underarm curve. Then you want to go ahead and find your hip measurement from your shoulder where your hip is going to be. So mine is about 22 inches. So find your hip line and then square off that line. So once you have your hip line, then you want to place your hip measurement on that line. So for example, if your hip measurement is round measurement is 40, you want to divide that by 4 and then add additional 3 to 4 inches so that you have enough room to wiggle around in the dress. And then once you place your hip measurement line, you want to make sure you draw down your underarm curve area to match that point. And then from then on, you just want to take that same line down to the length of your dress. So the length of my dress is 38 inches, and that's including hemming allowance. So yeah, the length of your dress is up to you. Okay, so now what you want to do next is make sure you add 1 inch sewing allowance all around your pattern. Once you finish doing that, then you are ready to cut out the pattern for the front piece of the dress. So to cut the back piece, you want to place the front pattern on the folded fabric like so. Sorry about the angle of the camera. I know you can't see right to the edge of the fabric, but the only difference is going to be the back neckline for the neck depth. So the neck depth is going to be 1 inch. So instead of having the neck depth of the 8 inches for the front piece, so that's going to be the only difference. So you want to make sure that your back neck depth is only 1 inch deep. I'm going to be cutting out about 1/2 inch just to square it out. So if you just follow what I'm doing on the screen, then you'll be able to figure that out. So just about 1/2 inch just to square out that neckline. Pin the front and the back pieces together, right side facing right side, and sew them at the shoulders. So to finish up the neckline, you're going to be measuring all around the neckline area to get the length of the fabric you're going to be needing to cover off the neckline. So for me, I have about 30 inches. So if I cut out the fabric about 33 inches long, that will make sure that I have enough allowance to go all the way around to finish the neckline. So I've got my piece of fabric cut out already. So it's about 4 inches wide and it's been folded into 2. So you want to pin from one side. So you want to pin on the right side of the fabric, and you're starting from the bottom on one side and then pinning all the way around the neckline to finish on the other side of the neckline. So once the neckline is pinned in place, you want to take that to the sewing machine and sew all the way around the neckline. Once you finish doing that, you want to give it a good press so everything is sitting nicely. The neckline is done. Well, half of it is done now, so I've given it a press and you can see what it looks like already. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I've already cut out a shape, a pattern. You can cut out whatever pattern piece you want to cut out to finish up the neckline. So this is what I'm working with. So just go ahead and cut out whatever shape that you fancy and then pin this to the front of the neckline like so. Once you pin everything in place, just take that to the sewing machine and sew all the way around your design. So once you finish sewing the neckline together, everything should look pretty much like this. So once that is done, what's next is to finish sewing the sides of the dress together. So you want to go ahead and just pin the sides of the dress and then take that to the sewing machine. So to finish up the dress, now the next thing to do is to hem the sleeves, both of the sleeves. So you want to turn it around, turn it inside twice, and then do the same thing for the hem of the dress. So turn it inside twice, take that to the sewing machine, and that will be the end of the tutorial. So this is the final product. I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Every little help counts. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.